Well, if someone asks me, for example, you know, why should I be involved and why should I support UMOM? One of the first things I think, at least, sometimes I say it, sometimes I don't, is why not?
They have a heart for the homeless, there's no doubt about it. They would love to be able to help every person in this community who needs help.
When they heard that the average age of the homeless population here in Arizona is 9, their compassion led them to UMOM.
Anybody who has a heart, when you hear about a child who has no home, who's sleeping in a car, who's not sure of whether or not they can go to school tomorrow or whether they're going to have a bed to sleep in, I think that it has to awaken something in you that makes you want to somehow try and make it right for the child.
It's become very apparent to me how invested they are, both with their heart and their head, in what UMOM's doing.
So they don't just give their money, they're involved in the ministry up close and personal.
When you come into the facility and you see various aspects of it, there's something for everyone here, anybody in the family, whether it's the teen center, whether it's the child care center, the Hobbs Center, whether it's the facility to work with computers or to help people get jobs. Now the relationship with the Phoenix Children's Hospital to have, you know, essentially a kind of a trauma center right here on site. I mean, it has what any family in trouble needs to help them come back.
One of the things that's most uplifting about the facility is to see children running around and playing in the yard and going into the care center and seeing the wonderful materials that are available. It's those kinds of things that enrich the lives of children.
The goal of UMOM is to help the families reach their full potential. It's one thing to separate them out, divide them up and say, well, you know, little Johnny got his full potential, but his parents didn't. This is helping the whole family reach their full potential.
They're very proud of the organization and very proud to be affiliated with it and trying to make it better and really deliver services that are so needed in this community. When Gary called me and asked if I'd be willing to be videotaped for this, he was a little embarrassed. They do not like recognition.
Gary and I are humbled by the whole thought of receiving an award like this.
There's a natural inclination to look past themselves because they know that it's God that deserves the credit, not them.
When I learned of it, the first thought was, I don't think so. You know, there's probably people more deserving.
The recognition of Gary and Diane is not for them. It's really for what they do and the impact it can have. And that it really does inspire other people to think themselves about what they could do to help others.
Sometimes we give for the wrong reasons, but not Gary and Diane. They give out of gratitude and a loving compassion for those UMOM serves.
It doesn't matter what you donate. It just is important that you do something.
Another thing that I admire so much about them is that they haven't just raised 2 wonderful children and have wonderful grandchildren and wonderful daughter and son-in-law, but they've taught them to be givers.
If you have the capability, whether it's being a volunteer, whether it's come down and serve meals, whether it's to collect clothing, and why not help them from a financial point of view if you have the wherewithal to do it, because helping people in the community reach their potential helps the whole community.
I always say you can't really create philanthropic intent in someone. There are givers and takers in this world. The Tookers are givers in every sense. Times
today are tougher for everyone. And so if you're blessed the way we've been blessed, then you can't help but want to give back to the community.
Gary and Diane have glad and generous hearts.
The more you give, the more you get back. And I know that sounds trite, but it absolutely is true.